Dad, have you filmed anything funny for the start of this week's video?
Ah.
Well, it's the first time if he has.
It's a bit harsh. Hello everybody, I hope you're well. The sun is out, the skies are blue and Oasis are back. Nothing can dampen my spirits, apart from the fact that we're plasterboarding. Come on in, let's get it over with. Right, see you gentlemen. End of the day, Mark's off. Hold on Mark, before you go, tell everybody what you're running going to watch tonight.
Nothing big.
Go on, be honest, what is it? You know,
Love Island.
that's right, Love Island finals tonight. Massive fan. Right, where are we? All stud walls are plasterboarded. I will tell you what, this is the shower area here, and obviously we've used the moisture resistant plasterboards, as we will when it comes to dabbing on the back. I haven't used the what them boards called now, kind of shower board things. I'll tell you why a little bit later on. I'll put a picture on the screen what I'm talking about. At the minute, yeah, there we have it. Loft hatch. What more do you need to see? How interesting can this possibly get? Not very, basically, in a nutshell. But there we have it. One last thing we need to do before we can start dabbing, which is the stage we're at now. There's two actually. Need the window in. Hopefully that's coming this week. We shall see to finish that wall, but all the walls and the rest of the rooms can be done. This door needs to be lowered. That was the, well, it is the existing garage door. Obviously used to lead into a garage. Therefore, it had a threshold, as it should do, into a garage. You need a bit of a lip for various reasons, but now it's not. Now it's an internal door. They want to keep the door as a fire door, as it is, keep the frame, it's expensive, blah, blah, blah. Not a problem. So we've just got to lower that to the bottom, make up the top, and yeah, there we go. So we'll crack on with that first thing in the morning, and then we'll start dabbing. And once these walls are dabbed, that is it. We are over to the plasterboarder, the plasterer, I should say. Right then, that's that. Beautiful. One door lowered. Make a mark. I've done an excellent job of that. Got rid of the threshold at the bottom. It's not needed anymore. That's an external frame, that is. And now it's internal. So there we have it. And the transition, I won't open the door and film in the kitchen, it's none of our business. But the transition from this floor to that floor now is straight through. Beautiful. Extremely happy with that. Right then, which leaves us nothing more to do and start dabbing these walls out. We've got ourselves set up in here. Got it all mixed up, got the plug sockets all set out, cut out I should say, all ready to go on. We'll stick you on a time lapse and then we'll crack on. How are you, Mick?
Oh, got my white gloves on.
Oh, excellent. We've got a bit of a mind for the day. Mark isn't here today, which is bad news because we don't know who's won Love Island, do we?
I don't know, I thought I cared then for a bit.
It is amazing. He is a genuine fan. Anyway, right, we'll crack on. And just like that, as Carrie Bradshaw says, yeah, I watch it, I'm a fan. So we have plasterboard on the ceilings and the walls. We were hoping that the window will be in, alas, no. Fingers crossed for next week. So we obviously can't plasterboard that wall, which is why we've put everything in here, because walking through this room can be plastered. It's completely done in its entirety. Beautiful. As can this room, the bathroom. It's a bit dark in here, apologies. I will come back to the tile backer board, which we haven't used, and that was the name I was struggling to find in my brain earlier on. Come back to that and why we haven't used it in a second. And then this room, the utility, is ready as well. There's no beads on. I think the plasterers like to do it themselves. I don't mind doing it, but if they want to do it, they can. We shall see. The only issue is here. That's going to need bonding or thin coat. Is that a thing? I know there's something called thin coat. Is that what it's used for? Let me know in the comments. Basically, this doorway here was going to be at the corner of the existing house here. So I set that wall back to run in line with that, just to give this corridor a little extra breathing space. However, when it all came to pass, the door needs to be moved back a bit, which means that this then is a bit too far over that way, and I can't dab a board onto there because it'll then overshoot this one, so that needs bonding out to fix that. Anyway, a job for the professionals. Yeah, and that's that. And we've still got to board this. The reason for that is that door is the only thing keeping all our dust and mess out the house. And when that door is removed, it's not being replaced. It's just been made good with plaster, and then that's going to be an opening through from that room into this room. So I want this room plastered last, work all the way around the job, come to here, and then that's the 11th hour. That door then comes out, it's boarded nice, it's plastered, and then we're open to that house then. But then by that point, all this hopefully will be done. Right then, why haven't I used tile backer there? Well, very quickly, before we get into that, I just remembered I've got a top tip for you regarding putting these back boxes on for the electrician. It's a good one, stay tuned for that. Right then, why no tile backer board? When I renovated my house, all the videos of which, by the way, are in a nice little playlist for you. I'll put a link to it up here and in the description. Feel free to check them out. We'd done a full bathroom and 2 en-suites, and I did the bathroom first. Shower enclosure, tile backer board, used the correct fixings, the correct amount in the correct places, followed the guidelines perfectly, the waterproofing system around all the joints, did it all. Took a very long time. Mainly because the waterproofing system takes ages to go off. Obviously the board doesn't absorb any of the moisture for you, and using the bathroom, the air circulation might be a bit difficult. It took a good few days for it to go off, so it's not like we'll do it in the morning and tile it in the afternoon kind of job. Forget about it, it won't work. Anyway, did all that, and then we used shower panels to glue straight onto the wall. Only when I was gluing the shower panels onto the wall did I realise just how good those shower panels are and how water is not going to get through them to the wall behind. I got so much confidence in it as soon as I started doing it. I never done it up to that point before. So to that point, I thought I'm never doing this again, and I didn't. On the 2 en-suites I did after that, to this day, haven't had a problem. There's guidelines to go with these shower panels and putting the shower tray in and waterproof and all that all the way around and whatnot, all of which we'll go through as and when in future episodes here. But in terms of tile backer board, behind the shower panels, I thought, never again. There's no point. Time, effort, money, nah. Well, guess what? That's what I have in here, shower panels. So I'm putting that into operation. I'm not doing it. I'm staying true to my word, knowing full well it's all going to be okay. Yes, the moisture resistance plasterboard. No, it's that tile backer board if we're using shower panels. Tiling, different story. Each great line's a weak point. Here, nah. Stay with me, trust me, I'll show you. Right then, let's do a little bit of work outside because the scaffold's down. and I must admit, I'm very happy with the way it's all coming out. A bit of totting up to do in relation to the expansion joints, both front and back, and a bit of totting up to do. But overall, with the bricks matched as they have been, that is looking all right. But unfortunately, the scaffold was in the way of getting the guttering on. We managed to get the clips on. But we couldn't actually get the guttering in, so we're going to do that now. But we're not going to film it because for those you who for those who are aware of health and safety laws, they ain't going to be adhered to. So yeah, we're going to try our best to get up there onto a ladder. It doesn't quite reach the building, but
standoff is with Mark.
yes, yeah, there you go. So I've got an anchor point in the shape of Mick. I'll get up there, we'll get it sorted, and hopefully we won't go to hospital. And then we'll talk about the much talked about anomaly up there, which, as you can see, I've done a bit of work to. Right then, who thinks scaffolders should go on a course that just teaches them of the implications of where they put stuff? That was a lot more difficult than it needed to be, but we're alive, ain't we, Mick? We'll have to fight another day. Right then, deep flow guttering, which should fit as standard, and clipped every 500. Oversized, over clipped, but never going to have a problem, are we? So there we have it. And I'm aware I've got to clean it, which I will do. Right then, the anomaly, which we've talked about before, and which I'm not going to give you a close-up of, simply because it's irrelevant. It's all about how it looks from down here. And as you can see, on last week's video, the previous video I should say, wondering about how we're going to do it, and I've decided to go up and over with the same trim as that we've got across there. And behind that lead, there's the felt, which I've covered, as you can see, with lead. On the right of that, I think that would look better if it was just brickwork, but it was felted, so I've just stuck some lead on. Aesthetics. And there we go. And we're just going to cap off the corner where that bit, the vertical bit, meets the other bit with this. And this is the idea that we've come up with.
2 pieces of corner.
2 pieces of fascia corner put together to form a cap to go on there. So we'll do that, we'll have another look at it, and then that'll be that. There we go. That's all it's getting. I'm drawing a line under it. I'm calling time. Let's never talk about it again. Out of sight, out of mind. That's the reason why I forgot. There's 2 sockets next to each other there. There's one double socket for power, obviously, and the next one is for internet. Nothing to do with us, another company's done it. However, they're 2 together, and as you can see, a little bit closer from that, there's no plasterboard in between them or anything like that, because, and I'll set this up just to show you, if you need to do 2 sockets next to each other, regardless of what size they are, if you see these holes here, which are what your cover plate screws through onto to hold it all in place, if you keep the centre of those 2 holes 25mm apart, then when you put the cover on, the covers will touch in the middle, which means you can't see what's behind it, which means you haven't got to plasterboard it, which means you haven't got an awkward bit to plaster or an awkward bit to paint. So that's it for you. Centre of each screw hole, 25mm apart, cover with the cover plate, done. Oh, you already knew that. All right. Right, we'll leave that one there. Bit time-lapse heavy, bit of a short episode. What can I tell you? It's plasterboarding. It takes time and it ain't sexy, but quite obviously an essential part of the job that needs to be done. And to the greater part, it is. Still got little strips to do around the bottom. We'll sort that first thing next week, whilst we're hopefully waiting for plasterers, windows to go in. If not, I can jump on the porch, get that up. Once that's done, the chippies can come back, put the canopy over that. Still plenty to do. If I was you, I'd bank on these videos being perhaps every fortnight or so from now on. We're in the realms of waiting for trades to come in, and also it's holiday season, people are away, it's a bit difficult this time of year. And I've got things to do as well. My son's birthday, a little trip away myself, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, just press the notification bell thing and then you'll be notified as and when these videos come. But I will keep you updated via YouTube posts as well. To that end, thank you for watching. If you like what you just saw, subscribe if you're not. like it if you haven't already, and if you didn't, keep it to yourself. No one cares. Until next time, take care.